LONGi Solar. We have Song Zhang, who is going to talk about what's the real BIPV system and how to evaluate its reliability and characteristics, the new concept of PV in our society. Song, the floor is yours.
I can hear you. Yeah, thanks a lot for introduction. Now I will share my screen. Is it okay? Can you hear me, Foster?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can, we can hear you.
Works. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks a lot for introduction, and it's a pleasure to share our understanding on BIPV in LONGi. And today my topic is what's real BIPV system and how to evaluate its reliability and characteristics. And we all know LONGi always chasing for making the best of solar energy and build a green world. And in the last year, our operating income is around 18, and especially the R&D investment is around 1,000 million. And all of this R&D investment result in a lot of water efficiency records. Actually, as I discussed a lot of times, we are chasing for the efficiency records, not only for the number. We try to figure out the right way to improve the mass manufacture lines, and also benefits of from this efficiency records. We currently obtain the cell efficiency on the mass production line over 25%, and also the modules increased as well. And today, I want to share some of our experience on BIPV. And before that, I want to show some application case and to see what's BIPV in LONGi. And the first is the landmark building. It's a very famous sports center in China. Here we can see the a yellow circle on the top side of the building of the center. This fulfilled by our LONGi bright modules, and the color is some oxide segments, and they can endure the ultraviolet. They can anti the UV lights. UV light irradiation, and keeps the similar fresh color in the whole lifetime. And besides of that, all of this shape is involves almost 200 different size of modules. And this project involves our best understanding of our advanced manufacturing technique, and the final production reached to 95% A-class production. And another landmark I want to share is Boao Forum for Asia, and it's hint our the BIPV system takes the LONGi roof as example. It's still the safe level for this kind of forum. And another scenario is one kind of application on Sinopec, and we know this is a high risk application area, but get through strict characterization, and also get through many third-party certification, and we prove our system design could satisfy the safe requirements. And the last is another traditional energy application. And we can see our system applied on the coal and on the traditional energy coal group industry. We know there are always some maybe dust or ventilations from this industry or factory, and all of this ventilation also have some high risk, maybe fire or some other things. Our system also gets through related some characterization design, and also cover a lot of factory, the roof parts. And the next part, I want to introduce some the basic production of LONGi roof 4.0, and we can. And firstly, I want to introduce BIPV, the first world building, and as we all know, BIPV system is not only PV module; it also involves some construction aspects, and for the factory roof, and we need to consider the support, the steel, and the purlin, and also some many other parts get through long-term different environments. For example, very high temperature, or in summer, and very cold, very low temperature in winter, and some also snow on it, and also some very strong wind gets through it. And given our previous experience, we found as listed 3 properties very important. First is the ultra wind resistance. Different regions on the top of the factory or on the roof of the factory, they will confront different level of the wind speed, and it's a complex situation. So if your support and your steel profile is not strong enough, your PV modules and the steel is easily destroyed. And then so feasible design is very important. Here we introduce a plier shape locking system, and to increase the wind resistance. And the second property is physical stability. Take the thermal influence as example. There will involve aluminum and steel, many types of materials. The thermal expansion are different, and our steel roof usually involves tens of meters. So the different expansion will introduce some thermal force into the system. Considering long-term application, this unexpected force will greatly influence its stability. For example, wind resistance, and our support could absorb some this thermal force, and to keep the construction or structure stable. And the last is advanced maintenance. Even based previous designs, the system keeps stable, but maintenance is a necessary method to keep your system really long-term or the whole life. So all of these design should be convenient to renew or restore. And besides of that, we need extra tools and detector because traditional construction industry, it's this area, when they confront PV or when they meet PV industry, there will create very many new boundaries, and the tools and the detector or some other control method should be upgraded. And to when we strong the roof, we need also to cover the safety of the PV module like that. So advanced maintenance must followed by your production design. The second part is integrated PV, and LONGi roof, the first generation LONGi roof, and we involve the BC technique. It's HPBC solar cells and modules in LONGi. And we can see compared to the third version, the power greatly increased and also the efficiency. And because of the harvest light increase, the total installation also increased by 4.5%. And finally, our the power conversion, it means the energy per watt, it's increased also to 3%. And our BC technique family also considered different scenarios. For example, some architecture should consider the aesthetic, and some building should consider its intelligent functions like that. And what's the properties behind this techniques? For example, the BC technique. This page firstly summarize the main advantages. For example, module efficiency and low irradiation, and also the temperature coefficient. And another aspect is long-term power generation. It means the degradation is smaller, and also light absorption, of course, because we avoid the welding solder to carry it. And about the low irradiation performance, because of the better PN junction and even some weak light, these modules could inject the inverter to work, and the longer power generation is a similar conception. It means it can get up earlier and go back home later. Yeah, it's the increase the efficient working time. This is the production, but actually today the most experience I want to share is the BIPV conception. Well, I think during the PV history, we at least try 2 to 3 times on BIPV application, but we found there are a lot of some application or the power efficiency decrease greatly with going with the system become older. What's the reason behind them? We summarize 5 aspects. First, when we design the BIPV system, we need firstly consider its construction application. First should be construction. How your production, PV production, to compatible with the system, the construction system, maybe the landmark, or maybe the factory, maybe our house, like that. And the second, I think it should be some multi-energy supplement, the power distribution. How to understand this aspect for the customer? Most of the distributed customer, they are not sensitive to the efficiency and the final power. They need a safety, and they should to know how to use this energy, because most of distributed energy maybe is still off grid. And if we try to let BIPV become popular, we must resolve the problem of the customer. And another aspect is intelligent techniques. This intelligent techniques, I think, involves two dimensions. First is we need keep the production. It's well monitored or detected. And another dimension now is especially a digital world. The customer should easier to control or to use these intelligent techniques to check or to remote control the energy consumption. And all of this mutual connection between technique or BIPV and the customer, and could introduce more green understanding to the society. And last, the visible monitor and the digital analysis is furthermore to increase the efficiency or efficient of the production, because the BIPV system is still an energy problem, and we have to consider its economy properties, like that. And the BIPV roadmap in LONGi, here we firstly to deal with the aesthetic. It's like the colorful modules, and also some basic technical modules, some black modules. And the second is the construction element. It become a little complicated. It could be used easily for the EPC parts. And the third step is the prefabrication level. This can save some labor costs on site. And the second and the fourth step in LONGi of BIPV roadmap is the modularization design, and I think it's very it's extreme to save further labor cost, and mostly it can overcome the difference between construction and PV, because the PV arrows always limited in millimeters level, but construction may be at least centimeters level. So the difference, how to overcome this difference, I think most of the parts we fabricate in our factory, it will be better to keep our design purpose, like that. And the last step should emerge in previous fourth step, because it will bring new function. For example, it's the module design or the BIPV system design to provide extra function of this our living life, like the cover of the car or the fence of our yards, or many scenarios like that. And this will provide extra values for our customer. And I think this is our experience in, and it's also our principle when we design BIPV system in LONGi. And actually, when the system is finished, the service just starts because your BIPV system emerge into human's life. And firstly, we still insist on this principle, life cycle quality, and added to 3 previous management. For example, the supplier materials examine and process control and product reliability monitoring. We also consider the construction stability and its compatibility. And explain this part. It means all of these BIPV system design should consider the real situation of the construction steps. They are not very precise design in construction area, and our design should consider that situation and to delete the difference or to limit this difference and risk, because it's still tens of years in the following application, and it's very closer to the customers. And the intelligent power generation involved is necessary. And besides of that, we also have a simulated demonstration. We have types of platform, and all of these design, for example, it's convenient construction like that. We will practice to try different levels of workers, a rookie or some senior worker. What's the real convenience like that? And besides of that, we also need to consider the thermal situation. What's the working temperature like that? And what's the power power conversion real situation? For example, because we know the temperature increased, the efficiency will decrease. And anyway, different platform help us to optimize the design for the real situation. And in order to promise 5 years the warranty, the system must get through architecture tests besides of traditional IEC test methods. For example, waterproof, anti-corrosion, anti-fire, anti-wind uplift, and 4 properties of buses like the vertical application. And I want to emphasize one number. It's minus 11.2 kilopar kPa, and we can see that it's world records for the compared to the traditional steel roof. This
Song,
okay.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, you have to wrap up in a minute. Thanks.
And and besides of that, I talk about IP tools. For example, the glue machine is automatic to control the amounts and the shape of the glue. And also need get through architecture property test. And most important is iRoof and PV monitor operation system. Not only consider the PV and still consider the roof or the steel profile is still okay. And finally, and our ultimate service experience will support our design above. For example, one-to-one, the fast response and 10 items standard service ensure worry-free, and also the global support teams. And then we come to the conclusion and expectation. And the real BIPV, I think we need to consider the product and the system extended warranty. And also we need to provide remote monitoring and maintenance. And the third part is compatible SOP for construction, because the construction is okay and your design will be finished. And the last one is quality analysis for the whole lifetime. I'm sorry. Thank you for all your attention. Poster?
Yeah. Thanks a lot. I think this is really interesting. Like even very big companies like LONGi are also focusing on interesting applications, new applications. And since there are really a lot of questions in the chat window, but since we are running out of time, it would be great if you can answer these questions in the chat window.
Okay. I will answer. Okay. Yeah, via the chat window. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the presentation.
That's nice.